Hello and welcome to week 6 of the WPF Delta Draft League. My name is Scribbles, coach of the Colorado Cavalians, and this week we are up against Om3gaVGC and the Denver Dragonites. So you can see their team up there. A lot of huge threats on the team. It's kind of threats every week basically at this point. Two main modes here, it seems, is kind of a snow mode and then kind of a bulkier offense type build. Mods that I'm particularly threatened or interested in this matchup to not instantly lose to. I need some form of weather control to respond to their snow mode. I don't want that to be able to snowball and just hit me and kind of take me out of the match. Volcarona is a huge threat. I've kind of faced one already this season. And then mods like King Gambit and Basket Legion are just huge offensive threats that just put down a ton of damage. So going into the week, I knew that I was going to bring T-Tar. I also knew that I wanted to bring Corviknight. Corviknight actually matched up pretty well into everything except their snow mode and then Volcarona. So if I could get through those, I felt like I'd be in pretty good shape. And then from there, it was mostly about kind of setting up and figuring out how I'd want to get them positioned. Going through the team, started out with Lycanroc actually. Lycanroc was a mod that I added to the team. I actually really like Lycanroc as a Sandbrush abuser, especially given its price point compared to something like Excadrill. It has a really good kit and an amazing speed tier in and out of sand. And so for this battle, I gave it Rock Slide, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, and Protect. And so the idea behind Rock Slide and Close Combat is pretty obvious. Close Combat allows me to hit the King Gambit for quad effective damage and threaten an Oko unless they have a Chop Bull or Focus Sash or something along those lines. And my own Focus Sash would prevent me from dying to any of their Sucker Punch or any of their attacks along those lines. Rock Slide is just fast Rock Slide. It's broken in this format. It's super annoying to deal with. And then Sucker Punch gave me a way to threaten damage into Basket Legion, who could outspeed me or could even go for Aqua Jet or things like that. It also let me win Sucker Punch mind games against King Gambit, since I would almost assuredly be faster unless Trick Room was up. And I thought the combination of those two things would be really, really valuable. And then the last move, Protect, just standard there. I was able to go Adamant on this set. I didn't necessarily need the additional speed from something like a Jolly. I don't outspeed Mega Frostlass. I do outspeed Volcarona, but I did not anticipate max speed Volcarona being an issue. And so I was able to go Adamant and pick up the extra damage. Next on the team is Mega T-Tar, another fairly standard set here. I have, I guess, Rock Slide and Low Kick, I guess, are pretty standard. And then Ice Punch allows me to hit Garchomp for huge damage. Also gives me a decent hit into, no, it's just for Mega Garchomp. I am for going Dark on this Mega Tyranitar, which is kind of an interesting choice given I'm up against Basket Legion as a huge threat. I figured the Rock Slide damage would be good enough, and Dark just wasn't super useful elsewhere. Rock already hits the Ice types, and it just was only coverage for Basket Legion. So I'm going to rely on some of the other team to take care of Basket Legion. Dragon Dance allows me to outspeed, double check this, so 107, I think that's Volcarona. I don't think I outspeed the max speed. No, it's not even Volcarona. I think it's just Adamant Garchomp. So it's not the fastest Mega T-Tar, but Dragonites does get me to some decent speed tiers, and then that allows me to do extra damage. I think I was particularly worried about Sandforce Garchomp, or Sandforce Mega Garchomp doing a lot of damage, and so I wanted to be able to outspeed with Dragon Dance, and then Oko with Ice Punch. Aside from that, it's just a lot of bulk, just to be able to survive hits. Next set is Heliolisk here with the Choice Scarf. Weather Ball and Thunderbolt potentially gives me Bolt Beam coverage. If not, it also gives me Rock coverage into Volcarona, so Weather Ball seemed like a cool tech here. And then Glare, Shed Tail. The EV spread, this allows me to outspeed Adamant base Garchomp, I believe, and then the HP is to maximize the Shed Tail that I'm passing, and then just a rest dump from the special attack. Corviknight was kind of my main win condition for this team, assuming I was able to take care of Volcarona and was able to keep the weather off the field. So the set here, Brave Bird, Body Press, Iron Defense, Roost. I went with Iron Defense over Bulk Up because I wanted to get the instant defense boosts onto the Pokemon. Bulk Up seemed a little bit slower and they can threaten a lot of damage if I don't get those boosts quickly. The rest of the set, Body Press hits a lot on their team, Brave Bird hits anything that Body Press doesn't, and then Roost just for longevity. The Citrus Berry here is just to allow me to set up a little bit easier. Not going with Octa in this case because I don't think I can beat Volcarona unless I can't beat Volcarona 1v1 basically, so I need to deal with Volcarona before Corviknight can do anything. Next Pokemon is Mold Breaker Tinkaton with Fake Out, Ice Hammer, Brick Break, Gigaton Hammer. This throws pretty good damage into their team. The Sugar Berry allows me to survive a hit from Garchomp, obviously, and then threaten huge damage with Ice Hammer. Brick Break, if they get Aurora Veil up, is really nice. It also hits Kingambit for decent damage. It's less than you'd hope because Tinkaton's attack stat isn't good, even when you kind of max it out like this. And then Gigaton Hammer does really good damage into Frostlass, especially if Snow's not up, and decent damage into Rotom. The electric ice typing is just neutral, unfortunately for me. But overall, this is going to be a decent Pokemon in the matchup. It does really well into a lot of their team. And then kind of the other set that I expect bring this Pokemon to every match. It's Hex, Will-O-Wisp, Light Screen, Protect, Dragapult. So kind of a support Dragapult, hitting on the special side. The ability to Will-O-Wisp Kingambit and dodge Sucker Punch, as well as set up Light Screen to minimize the damage from the Snow mode that my opponent could bring into Corviknight was really important. And then Hex gives me good damage once I get either Will-O-Wisp or Glare from Heliolisk up. And so that seemed to give me enough offense. And then I've got enough speed for their Frostlass, so that gives me the option for something like a Glare Hex into Mega Frostlass. Enough special attack, I think I hit a boost here, just a jump point, and then just get some HP and Spadef dumped in. I think this might allow me to survive a Blizzard from Rotom, so if I do lead this into their Snow mode, I can Glare and Hex, and then I'm able to survive the Blizzard from Rotom and, get some more value out of Dragapult. So that's the team. The general strategy is going to be eliminate the threats to Corviknight and then hopefully win with Corviknight. And failing that, I've got Dragapult that can allow setup for Tyranitar and potentially the Sand mode to kind of get through their team. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, just get into the battle net. Should be an interesting one. So I'm almost certain to see Garchomp. So I'm hoping that the T-Tower Lycanroc scares away his Snow mode, but it's not the worst deal if it doesn't, so let's see what he brings. I'd like to not see Kang. He did bring Kang. Interesting. So he didn't bring Snow at all, which means I have uncontested weather. Huh. I think if this is the case, I bring Tinkaton Dragapult. It's tough. I could bring Tinkaton Heliolisk. Not sure if that's very good. It scares off Basket Legion. So yeah, this is definitely not what I was expecting. So I'm kind of put off balance here. I think Garchomp's his best Pokemon. He brought Wide Guard and a fighting type, which makes sense. So do I lead Heliolisk? Or do I lead Tinkaton here? It's tough. I think I'm gonna go Heliolisk. And then the question is, do I have Tinkaton in the back or T-Tar? I think I want T-Tar, so I'm gonna go with kind of my default strategy here. I'm not super crazy about his bring. I wish I still had E-Web. My Heliolisk does outspeed. Okay, Kangaskhan Volcarona. Okay, kind of what I expected. So he has Fake Out for sure here. I wonder where he's gonna Fake Out. I feel like I want to Weather Ball and just switch in T-Tar. Okay, that's okay. That does so much. Okay, Tailwind. So they'll outspeed now. So they definitely outspeed Heliolisk now, which is bad. So I think there's going to be a fighting move into T-Tar, and probably just a Heat Wave. I'm pretty far behind right now. Yeah, I'm really far behind. I kind of need to stall this out, but maybe they'll double T-Tar. That was a horrible turn 1 for me. Okay, so fake out Last Resort. Makes sense. And there's no way this isn't gonna kill. Jeez, that does so much though. That was a crit, okay. Okay, so that means Kangaskhan just has Last Resort. I mean, the crit sucked. It's probably scrappy Last Resort, I would imagine, then. It doesn't have a ton for Corviknight at this point. With Volk down. Garchomp, okay, that's good for me. I think my Iron Defense here. I assume Last Resort KOs. Maybe they double into Corviknight. Okay, so Mega on the Dragonite, or the Garchomp. So it slows it down a little bit. I don't think under Tailwind I still outspeed anything, but interesting. Okay, I survived, which is great. I don't pick up the KO on Kang, but the survival is huge. Do I just Iron Defense again? I feel like I do. Maybe Preserves Fake Out. I dodge. That's fine. Thunderfame's not going to do anything. Is that the last turn of Tailwind? Yeah, okay, perfect. So I can get Dragapult in, and I can Wisp the Garchomp. I guess it depends on what they send out. If it's Basket Legion, I just wisp the Basket Legion. Gallade. Okay. It's gonna have I could Brave Bird that and I think I Wisp Gallade. Yeah, I think I Roost and Wisp Gallade. Unless Hex, does Hex just kill? I kind of doubt it. Yeah, it shouldn't. Okay, it's Scarf for sure then. Okay, we connect on Wisp. Yeah, it hits Thunder Fang this time. Doesn't do anything. Roost off the damage. Sandstorm ends. I think I'm good to Brave Bird here and Wisp the Garchomp now. Is that a crit? Yeah, so that's a bit unlucky. But Garchomp's only doing like 50 damage. Okay, Swords Dance is up again. That crit was really unfortunate. So what am I doing with... I am +4 into Garchomp Mega. Body Press is doing 59. And if he's got Thunder Fang and he's +4, he's doing 40%. I should be able to Roost here. He could Sword Stance, I guess, which would be bad. So this is 40%. I'm at 155. So I'm at like 78%. I think I Roost here. He could Sword Stance. Okay. There's my Citrus. Alright, I'm at full. I think I go for 2 Body Presses. Because even if he's max HP, this should 2-hit KO, right? Yeah. So 2 Body Presses. Hope they don't crit. So I did 84. So unless he crits here, I think I win. Okay, no crit, no para, no flinch. Okay. Whew. Super, super close. All right. So, what's the adjust here? So I think we bring Tinkaton this game. He's gonna want to preserve Volcarona. He's gonna bring Basket Legion, I'm pretty sure. Was T-Tar good? T-Tar was not great. Pull was pretty good. I don't think he brings Kang this game though. Could lead these two and get a burn. I definitely want to bring Corviknight. I think he has a hard time with Corviknight. You just lead these two and start getting Iron Defense up. I kind of like leading Tinkaton this game. I really don't think T-Tar is very good. Yeah, let's go with this. Elisk in the back. No. Alright, let's try this. No T-Tar this game, but with what they brought, I don't think it has a great matchup. It helps into Volcarona a lot. So that could be a problem. Skarmory Kangaskhan, okay. So I have faster Fake Out, and I have Wisp. So I believe I will go for that. Might just Wisp Kangaskhan. It's kind of annoying. Although it's so useless, actually. If it can't click Fake Out, it's so bad. So yeah, it can't click Last Resort now. So it has to switch, right? Yeah, I just stall Tailwind. I think I just Wisp the other slot, and I mean, what could they switch in? I guess it would be something worth checking. Yeah, I'm gonna switch in Corviknight and Wisp the other slot. Because if they're Fake Out Last Resort, they haven't clicked Fake Out yet. They can't click Fake Out. Yeah, that's a struggle. I mean, that's good damage, I guess, but... Sure. I'm just gonna Hex that slot and Iron Defense. Do I take anything from Volcarona? It's gonna light screen here. Yeah. Garchomp, okay. Yeah, that's gonna tickle. Yeah, I think we're in really good position here. I assume they're gonna try and go for a dragon move here to knock out. Just get another Iron Defense up, and I think I'm just gonna switch into Tinkaton. I don't think they ever, I mean, they could Earthquake here, but I think they dragon move into that slot. And I just want to stall Trick Room at this point. Or a Tailwind, I should say. Sure. So I think I Fake Out and Roost here. The Tailwind's gone. Isn't technically weak to let me just double this slot. You think they protect Tailwind? There's the Citrus. Okay, Burn, that's not doing anything. Then I take down Garchomp. Getting a Roost off there might have been nice, but if they don't have Volcarona in the back... They might have Volcarona in the back. I guess I kind of hope they don't. I have Light Screen up, so that helps. But I think it's Volcarona or bust for them. It's delayed, okay. Cool. I'm gonna Roost here. And I think I will just Gigaton Hammer. I think if I get this Roost off, it's over. I might be in good shape anyway. Yeah, I should be fine. Okay, so they clear that slot, which, whatever. They are Scarf Sacred Sword. So this is free Dragapult. I do have to be careful because I do only have Hex on Dragapult. Which is a bit concerning, I suppose. I guess I'm gonna Hex this slot. And Brick Break. Oh, does Brick Break do that much damage? It has to, come on. Dinkaton, delayed. Brick Break should do 14%. I guess I get Ice Hammer. That does more, right? Can miss, but... that's fine. So this gives them Fake Out again. So super bulky for Skarmory. So it has to click Fake Out here so that it can I'm not worried about Burn Kangaskhan. There's Light Screen, I don't care about Light Screen. I think I just Hex the Skarmory slot and I go ahead and switch in Heliolisk here. Because I have to click Fake Out here into one of these slots before they can click Last Resort. I feel like I'm making a mess of this end game. Like I don't think it should be this hard, but... okay, that's fine. So is my Heliolisk faster than their delayed? It is. Okay, cool. So I think I Thunderbolt into delayed and switch in Tinkaton, and that should be a win. Because I'm almost positive their Kangaskhan is, they got Last Resort and delayed is Scarfed. And my Heliolisk is also Scarfed. So they can get differential here if they attack into Heliolisk. I don't think they'll ever kill Tinkaton with Kangaskhan. So this should be wrapped up. Yeah. So my Scarf out speeds. They did get through Corviknight this game. I'm surprised no Volcarona game 2. Okay, so they do get the KO there. Oh, I survived because they're burned. Sweet. And they don't have Protect, so it's whoever I want to get the KO basically. We'll see what Fake Out does. I may just Fake Out Thunderbolt. I don't need to play for KOs. Cool, yeah, Corviknight really came through there. The big thing was no Volcarona. He didn't end up bringing very many special attackers. I was expecting snow. Not seeing snow kind of made T-Tar useless. I'm glad I made the adjustment game 2. But yeah, Corviknight was great. I'm really glad I went Iron Defense over Bulk Up. The rapidly getting my defense up was huge. So it was a big win. First 2-0 I feel like I've had in a long time. So good game to my opponent. I thought the build was really creative. The Tailwind and things like that definitely caught me off guard as far as outspeeding. I just happened to have kind of the right sets in a lot of cases. But that'll be it for this week. See you guys next week.